Hello, all. We are live. You are up front with Frank Rothstein on skiescrescentradio.com. Once again, we are doing things in odd ways. For instance, if you're looking at the video of this, you could see, as always, someone sitting with me somewhere else, but today she's in her own personal green room. It is Jade Zabrick. Just put up a letter M. It looks like she's inside of a piece of candy. Everything is going okay. We're doing things a little bit different, switching things around, trying some new stuff, see what works, see what doesn't. So if suddenly my voice turns completely different and I have a whole different accent in my life, you know what it is. It's been an interesting week. It really has. It has been an interesting week. So much in as much as I didn't pull a lot of stories to talk about this week. Really, I didn't, because the weeks are repetitive. They really are. So I just pulled a handful of stuff. We'll talk about them. If you are listening to me on Facebook, feel free to ask a question up front with Frank Rothstein. That's my show page. Or you can go to my personal page and ask. Or if you want, you can send a question to upfrontfrank@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer you there. Everything is going okay, though. Weather's getting nice, that's for sure. Everyone's with the masks. And I'm sitting here. You've heard me complain before that whenever I walk down the street, no matter which direction I'm facing, the wind is blowing in my face. I mean, I could do a 360-degree turn and the wind is hitting me in the face. I don't know how this happens, because you would think that if the sail has this wind pushing it, it's going through the ocean with the wind pushing the sail, that if I face the direction of which way we're going, it shouldn't be hitting me in the face. That's not the case here. I get, except now I'm inside and I have a fan no more than maybe 4 feet from me, right? And for some reason, this here in my head, right, is falling forward. It should be doing this, going backward, but no, it's falling forward. So here I go. We're trying our best around here. That's how you do it when you're a kid from Brooklyn. You go and you give it a little shot with a little bit of this or that. I'm not old enough to know about using Vaseline in my hair. Leave that to my father. But me, you're out, you're busy, you lick your hand, done. So how was everybody's week? How's everyone? As we see, there's always the world going crazy around us. There's every now and then that once every few year hostility going on in the Middle East. We still have a former president telling you about things he told you a year ago, that things are stolen. It's going to be stolen. 6 months ago, it's stolen. The election was rigged. We know the story. And now masks are getting lighter. We're using them in fewer places. But do be respectful of when you go into someone else's business and, they just want you to use a mask while indoors. Right now, I'm just looking, before I start getting to the stories, you and I were checking in together. So right now, I'm just looking at my Facebook page and seeing if I'm seeing a live video feed of myself. Wait. Okay. I'm looking on my show page to see if there's a live feed of myself. That's on a little bit of a delay. See, we're all doing tech stuff. We're doing sound checks. We're doing this, we're doing that. Okay, now I'm live all over the damn place. Sorry, world, but you're all seeing me now. So I'm having fun. Anyway, what is going on in the world? We got the usual stuff, which I'm not going to cover. One guy or another got killed. Police are involved. Guys involved. We all know that. Some of the details may change. The event of the day may change, but we all know what happens. So, somebody's having a good time on a motorcycle today. Anyway, one of the things I have noticed is that, it's tax time. So hopefully everybody did their taxes. That's first and foremost. I hope everyone did their taxes. Um, Last thing everyone needs now is to have a little bit of fine and penalty because of being a day late. But speaking of money, and I'm noticing that some states are turning away federal money, the pandemic relief fund. So I'm on two, I got it from two news sources, but let's go with NBC News. Okay. So the headline is states are turning away unemployment aid. Workers fear choice between health and paycheck. Um, it's coming down to supposedly people are debating, as we can tell by the headline, whether to go back to work out of with concern of COVID or stay home and take the money. The money you're getting, well, it's always nice to receive any check in the mail. Probably isn't going to pay the bills. Now comes the concern. Do I want to go back to my job or whatever job I get and do for whatever money I make and give up the aid? Well, one of the things I noticed is that as music venues are opening and bars are opening and restaurants are opening and people are going to the parks and standing all over each other and people are flying more than they were as much as 6, 7 months ago, that people are doing things as some things as usual. They have to. You have to go shopping. But you don't have to go into a restaurant or go into a bar or hang out with your friends, all over each other, parties or whatever else, and somehow seemingly want the respect of saying, I'm concerned about COVID, I want federal money. Uh, you know, I, I'm looking at this article here, and it's one guy who worked as a forklift operator at a warehouse until he lost his job, and production slowed in 2020. So pretty much these are people that they were getting 2,000 a month in monthly benefits, and there are businesses now offering people bonuses just to take work. I don't have to read this article. We all know what's going on out there. There are businesses, especially restaurants. There are people who are there are owners who are so desperate for help they're looking to give people bonuses just to come to work. That's just what it is. And I'm looking at this here in Mississippi. They'll be turning down the federal money, which that they have topped off at state checks. It says which max out $235 with an additional $300 in weekly aid. Well, okay, if you can get by on $535 a week, all righty then. Now I understand that it depends on the job, but if you are minimum wage, which stands at some states at $15 an hour, by 8, which is 120, that's 8 hours a day, by 5 days a week would be $600 a week minus taxes. You are probably getting a little less than 535, depending on how it works out. But even if you're making exactly 535 or $100 less than 530 or $100 more than 535 in your take-home pay, are people really looking to go back to work to hear some boss give them a hard time and deal with people and customers and whatever it is they have to do when they can sit home and get unemployment benefits? Notice how I'm sort of fumbling the article a little bit, but then again, it's not like we haven't discussed this before. It's a very old subject, actually, a lot older than a pandemic, because for the longest time, I mentioned this last week, a lot of people, they get fired or they quit, they get unemployment going into, mid-spring, and they say, well, I'll just relax for the summertime. or when they find a way to get into state benefits. And I figure to get people to go back to work when they're collecting money that way, to really go back to work, they would have to make 3 times the money to listen to some boss's bullshit, to be quite honest. Um, what can I say, right? Let's see. This article here I pulled from the New York Post, which covers Connecticut. It says they're going to give $1,000 bonus to those who get jobs. Big water time. $1,000 for you to go to work and get off your ass. Connecticut has opened 17,000 jobs in the first 3 months of the year. And as we're told now, that there are 65,000 job openings. And this is open as the coronavirus restrictions are being lifted and eased and all that. But they're having trouble getting people to take the jobs, whether it's physical labor, in terms of heavy lifting, heavy machine operating, physical labor in terms of working in a restaurant or a bar, or whatever the work may be, physical or not. People are hesitating to go back to work, especially when they can get money from the state, which is now in many states going to be reduced. So start thinking over your finances and what it is you can hope to achieve by staying home, because it may come down to pretty much your decision of how you want to get by every week. Because I don't know, it's, to me, having to be bribed to go back to work. $1,000 here. One in Idaho, someone's offering 1,500 to work in the summer. Montana announced unemployed workers complete 4 weeks of full-time work to receive $1,200 payments. You've heard it before in other subjects when you hear someone in the news saying, "This is not who we are." Well, actually, yes, it is. This is who we are. This is how it went with getting the vaccination. People being bribed. I was talking about this last week, if you remember. People are getting free tickets. People laughed at the mayor of New York City because he was eating free French fries on television. But this is what it's coming down to. You got to bribe people to do, well, let's just go with the old saying, doing the right thing. I can't tell everybody if getting vaccinated is right for them, but it's just an old general expression, do the right thing. Going back to work is the right thing. What's here? Arizona said they will offer 2,000 to formerly unemployed workers who complete 10 weeks of full-time work. Part-time workers would get 1,000. Think about this. And why can they afford to do this? These big checks for people to get jobs? Because it's cheaper than giving them weekly checks to sit home and do nothing when they're capable of doing something. People who cannot work, I fully understand, of course. But people who are sitting there saying, well, I don't know, COVID, Meantime, they can go out with their friends wherever they're going, or go to the bar or the restaurant or to the movies, or wherever it is people are going, that is where they're going instead of going to work. So hopefully, much like the person driving the truck in front of my building, someone goes back to work. How are we doing there, Jade? How are we looking today? Got the thumbs up. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's see. One of the things I'm looking at here in California, in Palm Springs, they have erected a statue of Marilyn Monroe in her most known pose, where she's standing over the sewer grate for the subway and the breeze blows up her skirt. What is it? I forgot which movie that was. But yeah, she's going to be mooning Palm Springs. That's what some said a woman named Elizabeth Armstrong, and it's in front of the Palm Springs Art Museum. Yeah, so people are already ragging about Marilyn Monroe's statue in the white dress with the skirt blowing up. Even the statue has nice legs. Okay. They're upset about what people are going to say. Kids are going to look at Marilyn's panties the same. No, they're not. They're looking at a statue. It's made of whatever it's made of. And people are really overly sensitive. I got to tell you, overly sensitive. First of all, when it comes to Marilyn Monroe, as many beautiful photos that she has taken, as stunning as she was, in as many different pieces of art as she's appeared in, this is the one that people know. Well, maybe not a teenager, but most people know Marilyn is the one who had her dress blowing up. And that's just the way it is. If all of you who are so concerned about whether kids are seeing this or you are seeing this, please don't go to a museum. You just may see a statue of David. You're seeing a lot more than panties on David. You're seeing a lot less on David. Let's put it that way. You're getting a better view. So I'm not so sure what's so bad about this, but okay. We have to bitch about something every week. So this week it's Marilyn Monroe. And this will be the first time I've heard anybody complain about anything that she's done. Oh yes, that's right. It comes the movie I was referring to, The 7-Year Itch. It was from 1955. And yeah, it's the dress blowing over the subway grate. Okay. Be upset about Marilyn. What can you do, right? I'm not. I mean, I never knew her personally, and but listen, from a physical standpoint, the woman could do no wrong. So if they want to put up that picture of her, it's good by me. Very good by me. What else is going on here? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is on a little more of a little glasses and I, little baby bottles and I. That don't work. I want my gallon here. Let's see. CNN has apparently cut ties with a freelance reporter who tweeted something praising Hitler. Yes, that Hitler. Yeah, it says freelance CNN contributor reportedly tweeted praise for Hitler on Sunday amid the ongoing hostilities between Israel and Hamas. And he's, of course, deleted the post, but Adil Raja, journalist based out of Pakistan, wrote, "The world needs a Hitler." Raja has freelanced on CNN since 2013. He's worked on several stories for them. And immediately CNN, once they read this, just got rid of him. And rightfully so. Why he personally wrote that, I can guess. I'm not gonna talk about it. That's one thing. From a professional standpoint, I don't care what your ideals are. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you support the guy or not. I don't care if you're a fan of Adolf Hitler or not. Keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't tweet about it. Don't speak about it. Don't do anything about it. Somehow I have a feeling that as a name, anybody since 1945 with the name of Hitler outside of his family probably changed their names. Yeah, this is like one of those subjects that everyone should avoid. Just it's what goes on in comedies is one thing, most famously from the old movie The Producers. But when it comes to serious stuff, don't go praising Hitler. That would be that's Probably not a good idea. It probably isn't. You see how in America people react now today to seeing the Confederate flag in the South, and how they're ripping down statues of anybody who was in the Confederate Army or who made the Confederacy what it was. Okay. Now just blow that subject up a little bit, and you have Hitler, especially when it's Middle Eastern and they're battling Israel. But even though there are Jews in Gaza, don't talk about it and don't praise the guy. No, no one needs another Hitler. So I don't know where this guy's going to another job, but it won't be with CNN. Let's see what else is going on here today. How are we doing on the Facebook feed? I haven't even looked. Yeah, we're there. The breeze is still blowing in my head. I still see my water bottles. That's not water, excuse me. That's alcohol. When everyone was trying to get stuff, I was sitting home like everybody else in the world, sitting home, and like every other schmuck, I was on Amazon, stalking it all night long. So I got tons of alcohol and toilet paper and paper towels, which I'm still using. The alcohol I may never get through in my lifetime, but yeah, you know, it works. It works. What's everybody else doing this week? What's everyone else doing this week? Feel free to go onto my Facebook page, Up Front with Frank, and you're going to type in a comment. Send me an email at upfrontfrank@gmail.com. I want to hear from you. What else is going on? Yes, if you feel like trying this yourself, and today you could probably do a better job than I do, because we're actually doing a couple of different things here. So I'm checking 2 Facebook pages and I'm talking to you, and I insisted on doing this way just so we could get it to work right. Um, if you would like to try this on your own and give it a shot, right? Write to us at skiescrescentradio@gmail.com. Skies, SKYES, crescentradio@gmail.com. Tell us what your idea is. Tell us what you're thinking. And somebody will get back to you pretty quick, and they will tell you what's involved. And, take it from there. Never hurts to write an email. God knows you're doing enough of that now anyway. And while you're at it, since you're writing to Skies Crescent Radio, go to the website, skiescrescentradio.com, and see what goes on at the radio station. And check everything out, see who the hosts are and what's going on. You'll bump into me, and you'll see Mia's World out there. You'll see quite a few. You'll see the poets who are always being televised. And yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Tell us what you think. Everyone should be heard, and we want to hear from you. Everything else. Let's see what else is going on. I went back last Tuesday after you saw me out here to see the Thompson Street Medicine Show. The band is back. Sheriff Bob, Deputy Cat, and whoever joins them that week, they're back at Thompson Chemist, 132 Thompson Street, New York City. The show is from 5 to 7. They also had to rework a few things. Like you hear me stumbling around here a little bit. They had to rework a few things. But, a little time to get the right perspective and a few practice notes, and they figured it out pretty well. And they have a really good microphone, by the way. It looks like an old 1940s radio microphone, with the little round thing in the front. It looks pretty good, but it's a powerful mic. So they put this speaker outside, and they're talking far away. And so I walked in pretty quick, and I said, "You're being heard." Fortunately, they weren't saying anything too bad, and they weren't giving away any state secrets, but you're being heard. And this is what we call hot mic. You don't know it's on. You don't know it's picking you up. You're figuring you're far away, but not really. So, but the show went well, and I got to see one of my favorite dogs, the world, my friend Rigo, who just loves me. And they had a crowd for a setting like that over, well, it was over 20 people because the band was inside the store facing out, facing through the door. They moved the speaker to the outside. And if you go to Sullivan Street Bakery on Sullivan Street in New York City, they were nice enough to send a lot of treats over for everyone to share. And definitely give the store a try. You can get a lot of good things out of there. I was watching, if you're on Mondays, speaking of Deputy Cat, Mondays at 8 o'clock, you can get Live Music Mondays. That's her show on Facebook. Her and her friends are streaming some music out there. And that's what's been pretty much going on. We're at 3:30. Look at us go here. What is going on? Look at this. I'm looking at a picture of a rodent. And the headline says, scientists develop method allowing lab animals to breathe from their rectum. I could not help but find a story like this somewhere. Okay. Japanese scientists, it says, have developed a procedure that allows animals to breathe out of their rectum. So much like the old expression, you're talking out of your ass, now they are breathing out of their rectum. And it's a new study published last week. Scientists using an enema of oxygen-carrying liquid proved that oxygen-deprived animals and maybe people can be saved via their bottoms. I am reading that, by the way. According to the New York Times, I would have pulled up the New York Times, but their stories are just really long. Dr. Takanori Takibi of Tokyo Medical and Dental University and the Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center started alternative oxygen delivery research during his father's struggle with lung disease. So you got it. You got the story. They're looking at ways to assist people with breathing. And one doctor says the concept, they conceded it's fascinating and possibly feasible, if not odd. So there you go. Liquid oxygen up the ass. Sorry, up the behind. Better yet, up the wazoo. And they're trying to get lab rats to breathe in them. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is what I get to read about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just so you know, today it's a rambling day. I have nothing in great structure today. I'm laughing at this stuff. Today came out yesterday. The New York City Marathon returns this year, November 7th, at 60% capacity. But since we are in May, that capacity may change, of course. Keep up with the sports section. But that is what's going on. If you were watching horse racing as of recent, trainer Bob Baffert has now been suspended from New York State Racing because his horse was tested positive, even though the Kentucky Derby winner, the horse was tested positive for, where's the drug again? I got to read this stuff here. Holy crap. The winning horse was Medina Spirit. He was giving an anti-inflammatory that he should not have been given, something that it wasn't illegal to give the horse in general, but it had to be out of its system, some story like that. Either way, they didn't keep the horse out of the Preakness, which just ran, and Medina Spirit did not win, which for my opinion is a big thing. But he was allowed to compete, and Bob Baffert was allowed to go to Pimlico in Baltimore, Maryland. And I had a feeling that would happen the way it did, because had the horse won the Preakness, he's now one race away from being the Triple Crown winner. Triple Crowns are good for business. They're tough to accomplish, and they're good for business. But since the horse has lost, the trainer can now be suspended. It can be suspended because, well, the Belmont's in a few weeks. He's not going to be in there anyway. The horse lost. He probably wouldn't be in there anyway. So if you're going to suspend him, now is the time. Yeah, so there you go. A horse on roids. What can I say, right? It's just a weird time. Something so weird. I'll tell you, people will pay for anything. That's why I subscribe to the old Al Bundy theory. Things are sold on the bigger idiot theory, which is that there's nothing so stupid that there's a bigger idiot out to buy it. There's always a bigger idiot to buy it. Anyway, Kurt Cobain, who died years ago, who had this stringy, medium length hair. Anyway, there's a motorcyclist having a good day. A few strands of his hair just sold for 5 figures at a rock and roll auction. And the hair came in for $14,145 for just 6 strands of hair. Okay, someone wants to buy it. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but they bought it. And yeah, it's from a haircut in Birmingham. Wow, a barber kept the bag of hair and gave it to Seattle artist Nicole DiPolo after Kurt's death. DiPolo passed the hair along to John Reznikoff, who has a Guinness World Record for largest collection of historic hair. And that finally hit the auction block, and that's how it all happened. So 14,000 and change for Kurt Cobain's hair. Now I'm wondering, since his most famous video clip is of him wearing, what is it, a grayish sweater? Looks like it's 100 years old. I wonder how much that went for. But okay, you want famous hair, you better have some money in the bank. Oh man, what else is going on? This is really, some of these things I just laugh at. And some of them, Saturday Night Live, I got this from People Magazine off of Microsoft News. I just came across it. I didn't even see Saturday Night Live for this. Excuse me. But I did check the video. And it's receiving, let's say, backlash from a skit from May 8th episode that many felt was cultural appropriation. Here we go with that again. The skit was written by Michael Shea, who, by the way, is black, titled Gen Z Hospital for Generation Z. It features Kate McKinnon, Mikey Day, Heidi Gardner, Ego Nwodim, Bowen Yang, and of course the host was Elon Musk. And pretty much they kept on using it in repetition the phrases you hear today: bestie, no cap, go off, king, sis, gang gang, and a lot of bros were being thrown. Everyone's a bro, bro. Come on, bro, bro. And that's what's happening. So of course this became cultural appropriation. I have to beg to differ, and I'll tell you why. Let me make sure I didn't miss any point in this thing. Yeah, okay. I want to get this phrase right. While I'm talking to you, I'm going to look up one phrase of an organization which I didn't even know existed. AAVE, and AAVE stands for African American Vernacular English. In other words, Black Vernacular English, BVE, known outside of the academic. Okay, got it. All right. I cannot tell you how many people I walk by, and all they're doing is calling each other bro. Bro. You don't have to be black to do it. Spanish, Chinese, white kids, anybody else in between. Bro, yo, bro. And I'm always telling someone, listen, I'm not your bro. My name is Frank. It's not my bro. Then again, I hear the two girls talk calling each other bro, which somehow seems a little bit odd, since bro is really abbreviated for brother. Sis would be for sister, but if you're not calling them sis, why are you calling a girl bro? What do I know? But I don't know how it's cultural appropriation, given that every kid I see is using that expression. Or bestie. Everyone has a bestie. Some of these I never used. I never were really aware of. But then again, I guess I may still have my teeth, but I'm getting old. Okay, no problem. Um, gang, whatever that means. Go off king. Okay, no cap. Okay, no cap. And the skit was pretty much somebody was in the hospital, and the friends were concerned if they're going to live or not. And the doctor keeps coming in with trying to give them updates, which is getting worse and worse by the update. And you're hearing the kids just ramble off all these expressions. Anyway, so now Saturday Night Live, which has made fun of everyone and everything that goes on in the news, um, is now being accused of cultural appropriation. What else is new, right? What else is new? So that's what's going on over there, right? What? Yeah, so that's just that. Anyway, I know I'm just lagging over here in what I'm saying, but I'm really every time I look at this, I'm just sort of surprised that I'm. Someone asked Michael Shea if he wrote while he was drunk. Okay, and either way, not everything is appropriation. Have a sense of humor about stuff. A lot of people, especially kids coming up, the 16, 17, 20, they really don't speak well. They really don't. I don't expect people to go around quoting Shakespeare or speaking as what is known as the Queen's English, but not everybody is trying to insult everyone, and not everyone is appropriating something. It's just not really the case. Um, yeah, like I said, they jumped all over Justin Bieber for putting little baby dreads in his hair, dreadlocks in his hair. That was appropriation. Everything's appropriation. What else is going on? This is the question of genius or crazy. A woman fakes her own wedding to get back at her ex-boyfriend. You got this? You got this over here? The bride wore white and her ex green, I guess. It says in the desperate attempt to make her ex-boyfriend jealous, a woman in Germany faked an elaborate wedding to get revenge on an old flame. And of course, a TikTok video of her envy-inducing antics. I never used that word in my life, antics, has gone viral. Well, so everything goes viral. With more than 1.8 million views and thousands of comments, Sarah Villard, 24, revealed her rock bottom moment to the tune of Gnarls Barkley's Crazy, showing pictures of herself holding hands with a groom for hire, wearing a long white dress. And she put in, "Yep, I'm crazy." So, whatever the reason that they broke up, she splits up with some guy in a couple of years ago, 2019, and she comes up with this plan. So she rents out a hall. I mean, if you don't know what she's doing, she's got a beautiful dress on, makes an attractive bride. She got some guy to play groom, has a few friends playing bridesmaids, taking a picture holding her, I guess her maid of honor's hands, taking a picture. She has her flowers, her bouquet in her hands. She went through all this after breaking up with someone over a year and a half ago. But she's happy she's single and able to focus on herself. You gotta love social media. People do anything. People will do anything. What can you do, right? Well, what else is going on in the news? Wow, this is a sad one. Only if you're a sports fan. Marv Albert is retiring. He's 80 years old. The New York Knicks announcer, and of course, the Rangers and sports in the New York area for decades. And you might have heard him on doing basketball playoffs on TNT and wherever else. But Marv Albert's retiring at the age of 80. And I always grew up hearing his call. Everyone has their own phrase, and his is yes. You put up a shot, goes in, yes. And yeah, he started his first Knicks game at 21 years old in 1963, and he was filling in for a sportscaster Marty Glickman on CBS Radio. And from there on, he became the voice of the Knicks, little by little by little. So I wish Marv well. I don't know what he's going to be doing. I'm sure he'll make an appearance somewhere. Somebody will want to interview him. But yeah, Marv Albert's retiring. That's pretty sad. But then again, I remember when a lot of great announcers along the way just gave it up. You miss hearing their voice. Growing up, for the New York Mets, we always heard Bob Murphy. Bob Murphy was one of the great radio announcers of all time. He could tell you what's going on in the game with this very distinctive voice, and you would enjoy listening to him. And all you do, you're driving, you're listening to the Met game, whether you're driving or you're out somewhere, and wherever you're sitting, you turn on your little portable radio, and there's Bob Murphy. And when he died, there was eulogies all over the place. But as one of them that I read, I remember the opening line saying, "You know, spring is here when Bob Murphy's on the radio." So I always know it's basketball season when I hear is when I hear Marv Albert's voice. Now I have to find a new voice of basketball of the Knicks, and there'll be few who do it as well as he does. And we'll see what happens and who they get. There's always someone looking to move up, but I'm gonna miss Marv Albert. See what happens. I wish him well. It is well. It's a quarter to four. It's a quarter to. Look at us go here. Look at us go. It's a quarter to the hour. I wish I had traffic for you. Weather, it's nice out. Traffic, I'm sure it's jammed somewhere. Uh, and pretty much that is what I'm still seeing in the news of any interest. Not that there aren't other things to talk about. I mean, if you want, here's one. South Carolina becomes the fourth state to approve firing squads. And while lethal injection will be still the main method of execution, if that's unavailable, people will be given their choice of electric chair or firing squad. And if they cannot choose, they will get the electric chair. And even though many states do not use it anymore, and certainly I'm not looking to sit down in one, there's not many pieces of furniture more imposing than an electric chair. But okay, there were quite a few states following this, their options on death. And anyway, so South Carolina is now giving you like a menu of how you want to die. All right, okay, if they must, if they must. If picking up that gallon seems tacky and classless, too bad. Um, Later on, it will be iced coffee. This week, what's coming up this week? My mom's birthday is coming up, so the family's going for dinner, and we will be celebrating that way. And maybe there'll be a good food fight. You never know. Hoping. A little excitement in the restaurant. Certainly, restaurants can use a little excitement, but we're going to go and try some different stuff out this week. And I'm going to wish mom a happy birthday and all that. And let's see, what else is going on? Still trying to figure out the right way, a new formula for doing this show that we're all comfortable with, because there's always some new technology out there to play with. And there's always a new program, a new app, a new this, a new that. And it's always interesting to try them out. Some you keep, some you don't, but you see what happens. I'm still looking at Jade's background. She is sitting in her own personal green room. You never know. She's a woman of many moods and may want to change her backgrounds in a moment's notice. And this is what's happening there. And I think a window's open because I'm looking at one of the green curtains blow in the breeze. So, which is one reason why I'm also feeling breeze in my hair. I'm getting it through my computer screen. I'm hoping everyone had a good week. I am hoping you did get vaccinated, not because I want you to do what I say, because I want you to be included everywhere you want to go. Not everybody in the world will be including people who are not vaccinated. They're going to ask for proof of it. They're going to look, they're going to be, especially as stadiums, as clubs open up, as music venues open up, they may want proof of vaccination just in case. I know the news tells you we're working on the honor system, but I don't know too many honorable people. Certainly, people, not certainly where I would not leave my bag just anywhere. I want to make. That's why you ask a friend to watch it. I don't trust everyone's honor that way, especially when they want something. Uh, and if you're thinking, well, everybody else around me has it, so I shouldn't get it. You might be right, but think again because they may not want to be around you because they're still scared. People, especially since in New York, the New York Yankees just had a little breakout of COVID through management, coaching, and didn't affect the players. But when it makes the front page of New York, and the Yankees are having a COVID problem, people do pay attention. So you pay attention too. And this is why when I am up front with people, hence the title, I tell them whatever I think I have to say. If I'm offending anyone along the way by asking you to wear a mask or get a shot, too damn bad, because sometimes a little offense goes a long way. Beats the alternatives at times. And Jade, are you broadcasting on Instagram or on your website or anything? What is that? Huh? All right. Well, you can't let your friends beat you out. You can't let your friends beat you out with their broadcasting if you're not there. You got to keep up. You got to keep up. Otherwise, they'll look in the rearview mirror going, bye. Well, that's always a good thing. Is the band back in the subways at all? Any of them? All right. That's good. It's good. Stretch your legs that way. Good. Your guitar needs a little fresh air. Well, it does. It does. And that's what's going on. So Jade's going to be keeping busy, as is a few of our other friends. Uh, I see an old friend of ours, Natalie Gelman, who I met through Jade out here. Uh, she's got her own career going on, which seems to be thriving through pandemic. Um, one of our friends, Samantha Echo, has her own things going on Facebook. So go check out Samantha Echo on Facebook and see what she's doing. She has her own. She's working on her own show. Go check out the Thompson Street Medicine Show every Tuesday, every second, fourth, and fifth Tuesday on Facebook. You'll see it on the Thompson Street Medicine Show. And of course, one of our older friends, Johnny Mandolin, Johnny Anello, is still performing at El Piccolo Buffalo Restaurant at 141 Mulberry Street, Saturdays from 7:30 to 9:30. He'll be playing you his mandolin and his old Italian love songs. I was there for the first show. It's pretty cool. It's nice. Sets the mood. It does. It sets a good mood. And everything is going pretty well. So pretty much next week we'll get a little more balance with the new technology, new things, new buttons to press. Maybe we'll decorate Jade's room a little bit with some other colors. Uh, Last time you were transparent with the cup. It was a lot easier. I had more fun with the cup. I got to tell you, the invisible cup. Yeah, yeah. She was holding a cup in her hand. Yeah, this one we could see it's blue. Last week she had it worked out where the cup was invisible. Unfortunately, she wasn't drinking like soda, which is like Coca-Cola's black in the glass, so I couldn't see it that way. It would have been a lot of fun. But anyway, the cup was transparent, and I was sort of happy with that. Okay, so it's 3:50. It's 54 minutes, 3:54, 5:54. Who the hell knows what time I'm airing it? I air it all different times. But come to Skies Crescent Radio. You can always find us there. You'll find us on YouTube. Please go to Skies Crescent Radio on YouTube and give a subscribe, give a like. Every one counts. When you see all these people with millions of subscribers, millions of hits, millions of views on any one song or any one clip, they got them one person at a time. So we're counting on you. Please subscribe. Please like the show you like. Hit them all. What's the difference? You're there anyway. But pick what you like. Hit a like. Hit a subscribe, and come with us as we're still developing every day. Maybe one day I'll get it right. But in the meantime, I'm getting a little bit better. Right now, I have a little camera on me. Essentially, I'm on television. Now I need like a makeup chair, a little wardrobe design, and who knows? Maybe I'll get a band playing off to my right, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, everyone have a good week. I will see you next week. And that is the story. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you.